Since I've done so many VWs lately, it only seemed appropriate for the Shop Truck Challenge on YouTube that I do something VW based. But this is not the Shop Truck, and I'll explain why later. But I still wanted to work on this one. I had some ideas. So I thought I would try to do a custom paint job and try and ghost in an image. And I had all kinds of ideas. But most of them didn't work out. So proceeded with this one. I went ahead and drilled it out. Always happy when I'm drilling it when I get the little rings that come off so that I know that I've done it right. Love seeing those two little rings. Went from there, put it in the stripper. Tapped it. Then it was off to the stripper. And I used citrus strip. And little did I know that it would go through the stripper not once, not twice, but 3 times before I finally quit. So this was the first trip through the stripper. Shined it up with a wire wheel. Really didn't like the light on the top of it. So I decided to file that off. I wanted the smooth look on the top. So I went ahead, filed it off. And I think it looks much better without that. And so then I proceeded to prime it for the first time. And I had this goofy idea. I knew that I could print a pattern onto a sticky note. So I thought, well, I'll print onto the sticky note and then cut it into a stencil. Use that to ghost into the image. Well, that didn't work. And so back to the stripper, back to the wire wheel, polished it up, back to the primer. And this time I thought, well, let me use a liquid mask and do something kind of fancy. That didn't work. That was horrible. So back to the stripper, back to the wire wheel, back to the primer. And this time I thought, let me just use Tamiya masking tape. Just put some stripes on this thing. Keep it simple. And just kind of see how it turns out. So I put black down because I was using colorshift paint. So I put a layer of silver down first, then put black over it. Excuse me. And the colorshift paint has to go over black is what it says. And this was a purple fog paint. And so what I did, and you can kind of see the results here. I try several times here to show you how it turns out, but I used metal cast blue paint after that other one. And I'll go into that more in a minute. I wanted it to ride a little lower, so I filed down where the axles go. I also grinded down some of the base, again, so it would ride lower. And so painted that black. Got rid of the chrome bumper too at the same time. I didn't mask that off. I just wanted that all to be black. So I hit that with gloss black. Let's see, at that point, I did some detail on the interior. I didn't do anything fancy, just tan on the seats. I did a mixture of red and brown for the gas can and then went over it with Nuln oil to give it a little weathering. I really like Citadel Nuln oil. I really like the effect that it gives things. Even though the glass was good, I went over it with gauzy just to make it nice and shiny and clean. Put it under a plastic cover so that it wouldn't get any fuzz on it. Went with the Criado Exotic Series wheels. Definitely needed a wheel swap on it. Went with those. I haven't used these for many things, but I had a set of them laying around and thought they'd look good. So I went with these. Tried this Tamiya clear red paint. And it is clear red. It's interesting to use because it is like a tail light. I also have orange on it. The orange is a little off, but the red was, I really like the results. So anyhow, there you have the finished car. What I was talking about, I used the metal cast blue. After I laid down silver, masked it off with the tape, put down the black coating, pulled the tape off, then went over it with a few coats of blue metal cast paint so that it wouldn't just be silver bands showing up. And that also helped make the lines look a little better. Then went over it with the Tester's colorshift purple fog. And I show it several different ways here. I'm hoping that you can see the effect. So this was the end result. Again, this isn't the shop truck because as I was working on it, I realized if there's one thing I like doing, it's chopping things up. And so what I'm doing for the YouTube shop truck challenge that is being held September 1st is I'm basically taking scraps from other builds, putting those together and coming up with the shop truck. So it's a couple pieces from the 3-wheel combi, or the 3-axle combi, and one from the bug shaker. So I have that coming out soon. Wish me luck. Thanks for watching the video. Hope you like this video. Subscribe to the channel. And again, thanks for watching.